Yo, what's up?
My goodness, I have a failed recording already at this
Oh my,
point. Okay, yes, hi Zafang.
hi.
Yeah, okay, Zafang, I got something important to tell you.
Okay.
Do you see
This.
that the Let's See You event is freaking coming in 2 days?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's too freaking fast that they're actually doing in 2 days?
Not really. It's like CN pace, CN schedule. I was kind of expecting this.
You know, it's not actually CNPs, right?
Well, yes, the break weeks have been removed, but in terms of event order, this is the same.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So the thing is that the Let's See You event, it is the same order as kind of CN. I mean, I even predicted wrongly. I thought that Who Is Real was gonna come first
Yeah,
compared to
same.
Let's See You. But then that happened. Then we got the same order, but to our surprise, Let's See You came in literally at the same time with the Archetto banner.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Holy shit.
I mean, it's kind of never. I thought it never happened in EN before that we had to
I
overlap
don't think
of
it's happened
banners.
before. The time it
Actually,
was supposed to happen was
mm-hmm.
Phantom and W banner, but for us they just made Phantom banner 3 weeks, right?
Yeah,
Wait, no.
no. They
Was it?
didn't. They didn't. I think for us it was still normal. 2 weeks. Dark Knight's Memoir, and then afterwards, the store was still open for probably like a week, and then afterwards we had the W banner.
Yeah, but
So
basically
theirs
there
is
was
like
supposed to be
overlap.
some kind of overlap there.
Uh, uh, uh. Actually, right. This isn't the first time that EN has an overlap in banners. I did a bit of research. I found out that the other time that EN has an overlap, right, was during the Skadi rerun. I think you might have
Oh
never
shit.
caught that on. You know, the Kiavi
Yeah.
and the Beeswax banner actually overlap with
Oh
the Skadi
right.
one.
Yeah. I remember now. I remember
That,
people are talking about it.
yeah, so there's actually 3 banners that ran at that point in time. It
But
was
people
probably the
didn't really
scariest
care
one.
because uh people didn't really roll for those banners anyways.
Apparently, because that's like a double 5-star banner, and then there's Skadi rerun, so a lot of people didn't really care about that
Yeah.
as much. But then, a lot of people are kind of angry at this rush right now. The fact that Let's See is too soon. Have you seen any of
Uh
the comments?
I haven't seen anger, but I've seen people question it. They're like, what? Let's just coming so soon?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, no. I have seen anger from one person.
Oh, what was it?
Leon, he wanted to come back from France before he could do Let's Do, but yeah.
So Leon was complaining that he didn't have enough time to prepare.
Yeah.
That bad on you, Leon. But actually, right, there's a lot of angry comments that I saw. At least on my YouTube community page, or even like AKO, if you know about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there were a whole bunch of people complaining that the event felt way too rushed. That is to the extent where some people were saying that they were hoping that we get compensated. They were hoping that we get like a random hit hunting or like sanity packs. Why are we not following CN schedule? In this front, are you in agreement to them?
I have seen a friend make good points on why they don't like Yostar. One reason being that we don't get compensation for our accelerated schedule, which I can agree with. But personally, it's not an issue. Like, to me, if it isn't as accelerated as the Taiwan schedule, which by the way, it's like 12 hours between each event, like no break at all. Our only break was 3 days long in several months. So yeah, as long as that doesn't happen to global, I'm perfectly fine. I think right now we have ample time to prep. I wouldn't mind some or random, but I personally I think that it's pretty okay. But I can definitely understand why people are mad.
Like, I mean, personally speaking, I've seen all this anger, and I do hear of these people who are angry about the situation. But honestly speaking, I think people don't really see that being in EN is actually a better place than CN. Because, like, actually being an EN player, there's so much goodness that we get. Things like clairvoyance. That's something that a lot of people don't seem to
Clairvoyance. Oh
appreciate.
my god.
Yeah, they don't really like appreciate too much about it. If people don't know what clairvoyance means, it has to do with the fact that we can actually predict the banners that are to come. We're actually
Yeah.
behind schedule by like a few months, but the goodness of being behind schedule is the fact that we are
We can
able to
plan.
see, we're actually able to plan what banners we might want to pull for, what events that we want to prepare for. But then again, there's also the argument that people put that they're like, okay, so what if we can foresee? But the thing is, we can't prepare with the same amount of time as CN players, which I thought that was a bit funny that people say it that way. Because if they were a CN player, they don't actually have the time to prepare for anything. For instance, if the CN player, how are they supposed to know that the Carnelian banner, the Calcit's banner are going to come next? People are actually saving their Orundums in like the unknown. And then only when it pops out, then they're like, oh shit, I don't have enough Orundums. Whereas us as EN players, we actually have the time to say, oh, there's this like Skadi altar that's coming. I'm going to save my Orundums as hard as I can to pull. And then EN players also are able to tell like what are the CC stages to come. And then they can actually prepare easily for Risk 18. When CN players don't have that chance, CN players
playing on CN is like you either just go in with whatever you've built at that point and try for risk 18, or you're a mega whale and you do high risk. For us, we have the liberty of knowing which specific ops are good for like high risk, let's say for max risk, and then we can build specifically that. Like for me personally, I started on BD S2M3 for Cinder's risk 33, which I would not have done probably if it weren't for the fact that we know.
Yeah. It's because of these sort of points that like I get confused at the people who say that we need to be compensated and whatnot, because the fact that we already know the future is already a very powerful thing that EN players have. And then at the same time, people are not liking of the reshuffle, but I don't see the reshuffle being that much of a bad thing. I think the worst case of a reshuffle, the worst case of a reshuffle was during the Rosa and the Suzerain period.
Many people quit during that time.
Yeah. People didn't like it because they're like, oh wow, we're not getting W, we're not getting Phantom, that's unfair and whatnot. But I mean, it wasn't a bad thing, right? We still get W and Phantom at the end of the day.
To me, I still don't agree with the decision. I think that now it's going to make catching up very hard for us since we've established our own identity. Breaking out of that to properly catch up, it's gonna be tough.
But still on the point of the Rosa and the Suzerain situation, I mean it turned out it wasn't a bad thing, right? Because we managed to use Rosa and Suzerain for our risk 18s and even high risk.
Suzerain was insane on high rank.
Suzerain was god. Suzerain is our like people thought that they weren't gonna be all good and whatsoever, and people thought it's gonna be impossible to get risk 27 without like W, without WD, without Elysium, especially Elysium, because people were thinking that the DP regen tech was gonna be like a hell. But in the end, when Suzerain came in, Suzerain became like the easy tactic for people to get risk 27.
Suzerain really is all like, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's such a strange situation when people don't like reshuffles. And honestly, I like reshuffles. We also had another reshuffle where we got taunts during the CC Blade banner. And
I've become more fond of them.
Sorry?
I've become more fond of them.
Like the reshuffles, actually?
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I also liked it so much. I was so happy that we had taunts for CC Blade because we can use him during CC Blade. And
exactly.
Like I was using him like 7 times in the CC Blade dailies. It felt so good. Like he actually made things so easy then. So I honestly don't see how reshuffles is going to be so bad. And I think we're still going to experience reshuffles like by the end of this year. Like we're probably going to receive different operators in CC Spectrum. We're not going to get Calcit. We're not going to get Skadi. And we're gonna like receive new 6 stars like Carnelian and another
Palas.
Palas as well.
Spectrum. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see this stuff. And I think like players should be actually more liking towards it. Like reshuffles isn't a bad thing. Reshuffles actually make the game a lot more interesting than it is.
It's something outside of the norm, which as an EN player you expect to have that clairvoyance, like you mentioned. And to have that taken away, I think that's what set people off in the first place during the Rosa banner. But it's also not necessarily a bad thing, like you said. It's just the thing that I appreciate about it is that our CCs are vastly different, which for CN players trying to play global in order to try out new strats, try out their old strats to reach high risk, that's a problem. But I'm happy with how our Pyrite was so unique and we managed to find our own insane risk 27s.
Yeah, I think it creates an identity for the EN players and the JP and KR players, right? To have our own ways to do things instead of following CN so tightly.
Which, like I mentioned, I think will be an issue if we are going to be trying to catch up. But as a CC player, it's something that I appreciate.
Actually, right, do you think we'll ever be on par with CN?
I can't say there's no impossibility, But there's also a part of me that thinks that maybe they'll just stick to like lagging behind a little.
Okay, so like personally, I find it hard to think that they're ever gonna chase up with CN, because like the biggest problem that stops me from thinking that we will chase with CN is the anniversary thing. That
Yeah.
anniversary has to feel like anniversary, and they can't possibly like push the operators all so early that suddenly Kelsit doesn't become second NF. She's like 3 months earlier before our anniversary, and then what in the world happens when we hit that 2 year mark, the sort of thing. That's the thing that stops me from thinking that we will actually catch up, because it just gets weird. But at the same time, I do think that we're chasing. It might hit a situation where we chase, and the only few separations between us and CN will actually only be like a 2 events gap, such that the anniversary will always stay as anniversary, and then we'll always receive like an events shuffle towards the end of the year.
I haven't thought this far into it, but it's something that I've definitely. Okay, so I used to think that it would never happen, that we would just stick at 6 months, which we kind of are floating around there right now. But during this period in CN, like this period that we are we are in right now, there were a lot of break weeks that made me think, wait a second, if EN cuts these out, then we're gonna be quite close to. We're gonna cut quite a lot of distance to CN.
I think, right, if we give it like another 2 years maybe, that Arknights still has a runway, there's a chance that we're actually just hyper close to CN. It's to the point maybe we even have a less than 1 month gap. And if you
Yeah.
have a less than 1 month gap, it's very weird, because again, the anniversary thing still stops us. But I think maybe that's where the breaking point comes, that's when we stop chasing. And it's such that our amount of foresight that we get for future banners becomes way less than what we have now. So it allows us to be more tightly following CN. And honestly, it's not a bad thing that we are more closer to CN, because the good thing for Hypergriff is that they can actually save their resources when it comes to like advertising and marketing the events. It's going to be a lot easier, since all their servers are going to be very closely knit together, and then they can just push out the events easily instead of like always having a backlog to give to Global, to give to KR and JP. So I find it hard to say whether we're going to chase. I want to believe that we're not going to chase, but we cannot think that it's never going to happen. All right, that it could just be a no, we won't chase until we have a 0 event gap. We just chase to the point where we just have like a tiny gap to always allow that reshuffling of events before and after anniversary. So
it just kind of makes sense logically. If you cut away all of the break weeks in CN, and then you bring the events to global, we are going to get quite a lot of time saved.
Yeah, we definitely will. Like, I think now we only have like a 5 months backwards kind of thing. If we cut
Around
every
there.
single break week that CN has, I think we're gonna have like a 3 months, maybe even 2 months gap by like mid next year, or maybe late next year. Most likely. It's quite a scary thing to think of, but for now, I guess still back on the topic where people are angry at the rush. Again, I don't think they should be angry lah. I think we just let Yosta do what they want and build for whatever that we want, right? And for the people who say things like they are bothered that they can't save for the banners that they want to pull for, like they don't have the ability to hold their random and then pull for whatever units they want since there's a shorter runway of time. I think these people need to understand that there isn't a must to pull every 6-star in the game. People were angry that new players can't get to pull like Nian and Hang and Ark. But the problem here is that these 3 operators in particular, they aren't like a huge must. They're nice to have, right? It's nice to have Ark as a buffer. It's nice to have Nian as a very nice pure defender. But it's not that big of like a need that you have to own these operators. And even it's not even a need that you have to own Silver Ash or Tauns or Ayer to make the game easy, because you can still play the game with 4 stars and 3 stars at the end of the day.
I think that for collectors, this is still going to be an issue. For people who want to play the game to collect. Like, I get your point, but I think it's also fair to look at the other side and see, like, we are getting less Orandons for each banner. And even if we have the foresight, if you are the kind to pull on every banner, if you are the kind to collect every 6-star, then that's still going to be an issue.
Definitely. I think this sort of rush hurts collectors' mindset, But in terms of a more general public mindset where people aren't like heavy collectors, this shouldn't be a thing that I think people are bothered about, because they need to not have that mindset where the game is like so instilled on the 6 stars. That's I think the thought that a lot of people have. 6 stars are like the gods of the game. You need to own them, and then you can definitely play Arknights, which is not the case. You actually just need the bare minimum 1 or 2 6 stars, and actually you're good to go to do anything that you want in the game. That's sort of that, I guess, to clarify and to explain to the people who might be dissatisfied about this rush, and just see in another light that it's honestly not a bad thing. We are already a very good server to be enjoying it. Okay, I take this time to also talk about a few matters. About the Greyy sign-in event as well.
Yeah.
There are also people who's not happy that it's not happening.
I didn't know that people cared about Greyy.
I didn't think that people would care about Greyy also. Apparently there are people who feedback on like comments and whatnot. Like, where's my Greyy sign-in event? Do you guys cancel him? Do you guys boot him out?
Oh my
I think
god.
it's kind of dumb that people think that way, but like Grey's not gonna be booted out. He's still a skin in the game. Of course they have to sell his skin. Why would they like not let it happen? And even if people want the resources in it, right? It's actually not a lot of resource, I believe. It's only like a few
it's just a
sanity packs.
login event.
Yeah, it's a few materials, like 2 OP at most, and then a little bit of like Orandons and whatnot, and it doesn't amount to much. And apparently people are very bothered by it. I don't think they see that there is that opportunity for
We're just gonna get it later.
Yeah. Ian's probably just gonna shuffle it away.
To disappear forever.
So I think personally, I think that it might probably happen when the Who Is Real event happens, like the Dusk event. Or if not, if they really want to make it a New Year celebration, then they're gonna save it for New Year's Day.
Let's go.
That means we're only gonna see Greyy in like 6 months. I think we'll just wait out for the Greyy signing event. But to the people who are bothered by the event not existing, it's a bit strange. I mean, just wait out. There's nothing wrong with putting it later, right?
Hey, Pure Shrimp Copers waited like 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So okay. Just keep waiting.
Till now, people are also making noise about the KFC exclusive skin. I think you're aware of that as well, right?
Yes, I'm very aware of that.
But I personally don't think that the KFC exclusive skin is gonna actually exist ever in Arknights. I think to the people who have been like crying out for this skin to appear, and then especially maybe after they saw like Pure Stream happening, they're like, okay, so why are we not getting KFC skins? I think people don't understand that there's a contractual problem, whereby it's very likely that Hypergriff signed a contract with KFC, and only the KFC organization that's based in China. Because KFC Global and KFC China is actually different, 2 different entities. And if they only sign it with KFC China and they want to, push out the skin globally, they actually need KFC China to agree as well that they are okay with the skins going out. So to be fair, while we want Hypergriff to do that, but there might be a problem that they have that is very difficult
be tough,
to push
basically.
It out. Yeah. And I think people just need to accept the fact that one of the only collaborated skins that we'll never get is the KFC skin. Like it
could happen, but it's unlikely. That's my thought.
It can happen in the sense where they just need to re-sign the contract. I believe when it comes to the WWF event, because WWF is
that's probably what happened to
the global organization. So I think when they ask them, and there's at least a business aspect, like they're getting people to donate, and WWF's like, oh, you're getting the global players to donate, like why not? Okay, we'll let you do that, and that's why their contract can be re-signed for like global players to also get like the Pure Stream. But in the case of KFC, it's going to be a little bit tough as to will we actually be allowed to get it.
KFC doesn't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, there's no business element.
Since in CN it was a physical thing. You had to go to real KFCs and get a meal, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, is it?
In order to get a skin.
So it's like Genshin like that as well, where Genshin had to bring people there to get like some in-game items, the Luke and the Noel skin. So it's the same thing. So it's gonna be tough. Again, it's not impossible. It's just very difficult, and people need to be understanding that the company may be having a hard time to even allow the KFC skins to rerun. But then again, though, on the brighter side, we're definitely getting the Rainbow Six event.
Yes.
Yeah, we are surely gonna get the Rainbow Six event because Taiwan. It's a bit funny, but the Taiwan server of Arknights has already announced that we're getting Rainbow Six Siege, and for some reason, our publisher YoStar has not made noise about it. If you guys need the source of the video, I'm probably gonna link the video right about now.
另外，我们也有一个重大的消息和大家宣布，目前我们正在着手筹备明日方舟反中服与红彩6号围攻行动的联动，相信不久后就会正式和大家见面，希望博士们敬请期待。
Low Light apparently stated that the players of Taiwan can actually look forward to R6 coming in, but it's just gonna take
sometime
time.
during this year.
Yeah, sometime during the years. And the thing is, sometime during the year is they have a whole year to wait out. It's probably going to happen in the end of year for Taiwan. And for us, it's definitely going to happen as well. And it's probably the event after Who Is Real. It's just a bit iffy. Like I would have loved if Yostar already started making noise. Most likely what will happen though is that the JP side is probably going to make a half-year anniversary live stream. That's at least my bet. I think they're going to make a live stream at the second week of Let's You. And then they're going to announce...
right, actually, that's going to be hype.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
they're gonna make a Who Is Real live stream. Then they're gonna make. Then they're also gonna announce R6.
Usually, the live streams are kind of boring. It's just that one event, which is Nian event and Who Is Real. But
yeah,
this time we have something else to look forward to.
And at least now that they announced R6, I think it's gonna be super hype when people see like the whole lore characters, the Ash, Tachanka, and Frost all appearing in the game. But it's even without them announcing properly, I think we can pretty much say that it's confirmed. We're definitely getting it. If Taiwan can announce it, Global, JP, and KR are definitely going to get it. I think there's also one more part. I saw a comment on this kind of recently enough, where some people also bothered that with the rushing, right? And then, we're talking about these exclusive skins and whatnot. Why are we not getting exclusive events in EN? I think it's a very strange comment that someone put.
KG is, well, their main server is CN. I don't think they'd ever give something to not their main server. I wouldn't want it to happen because, well, Honkai stuff, I don't want them to have to deal with that kind of stuff in EN.
It was quite risky, right? I mean, if no one has heard about the MiHoYo attack incident, they tried to celebrate their global 3rd anniversary by giving exclusive global skins. It was like a bunny suit skin, I think, for like a lot of the operators in that game. And then apparently the CN players got so angry that even some of them went to the extent to attack the CEO of the company, like physically.
I'm not sure if that's true. I just heard it was rumors, but...
Yeah.
But
even so, it's a very scary incident.
There was a lot of public outcry about the situation.
Yeah, and as a result, they even had to revoke the event, right? The event just didn't happen. They only gave like a bunch of gifts for Honkai players. The skins were removed, and I think maybe the skins will be added to CN first, then Global will get it. But it's just all that bad. Honestly speaking, if we were to get the event like in Arknights, I think there's this fear where the CN players going to receive it well, And the thing is, this isn't a case of all CN players. It's not like CN players don't want Global to also be happy and experience the stuff.
Yeah.
But there is the issue where there is this group of people who feels rather entitled as well, and they think that CN is supposed to receive the very good stuff. And they're going to get angry if, were treated more specially than them. So as a result, for their own safety, I don't think they want to create an event like that for Global. And I think that's something that people should understand. The fact that we even get the reshuffles and whatnot, we have a different schedule, we feel something different from CN's players, the ability to use like 6 stars and 5 stars that they don't get in a certain event, I think that's plenty of enough to say that we are already feeling something special compared to CN.
Personally, I just think that no one should get exclusive events. And for CN, they only have the KFC event for now. I just think that let's just have the same content on both servers. That way, there's no clash, there's no like favoritism, and I think that Hypergraph has been doing that well. Which obviously, I said, CN is their main server, but they've also never made like a CN exclusive event, unless you want to count the concert, which is it's going to be very hard to port it to global. But I still think we'll get the skins. But anyways, the point is,
there's no stopping them. For all you know, if like they get even bigger, one day they'll put the concert on a global scale. That would be so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if Ambience this year goes global, I look forward to that, man. I want to join their music concert.
Regardless, I think that exclusive events in general should not exist. I'm extremely happy with the fact that the content in both of our games are the same.
Yeah, most definitely. But in any case, it's all good. I think hopefully with this video, it helps to put light to like the problems that a lot of people are commenting on, whether it's the rush of the events, why are we not getting certain events, and why can't we not get like exclusive events, especially for us. At least if people understand this from now, it sets down some of the arguments that may be going on in whatsoever communities.
Like, it's still fair to have your own opinion. It's just that you should be mindful of the situations, the circumstances surrounding these, and try to understand it before you form a hard opinion, before you
Exactly.
you talk or you argue too hard about these things.
Indeed.
Also, sub to me. Yep,
In
sub
that
to me,
case,
guys.
I mean, hopefully you guys enjoy hearing me and Zafang speak over a call, just like that, just to talk about the problems. It's a very unique video style, and it's been a
If
while.
you enjoyed
I think,
it, you should sub and like on my channel.
yes, you should do just that on Zafang's channel and also on my channel as
No,
well.
it's okay. You can just sub to me. It's fine.
If you guys like to this format of a podcasty like of way of speaking, please let us know. Maybe I'll do that more in the future. And apart from that, like hopefully this video will help to settle some stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy CC Let's You. That's in time to come. All right. Zafang gonna
Thanks
do
for
the
watching
big
and
stretch.
goodbye.
All right. Thank you for watching.